wrote this book. And it's not the right time, but I'll say it anyway. Huge round of applause for Mr. Gord Oxley for designing the cover. I'm just saying. Fabulous job. Fabulous job. So when I wrote Kicking Cancer's Ass, because I had all these experiences as a person living with cancer, and then very shortly after that I was a caregiver for someone living with cancer, and I considered it some kind of a huge cosmic joke. I was like, what's going on? And then I thought, well, it must be for some kind of a reason, so I said to myself, if I had a family member or a friend going through this, what would I want them to know? What's the hardcore, pragmatic stuff that they would need to know to get through this easier? So I added some jokes because I couldn't help myself, and it became Kicking Cancer's Ass. So I'm thrilled you're all here tonight. This is very, very lovely. So I'm going to read this now. Here's the, I know, thanks. Thank you. I hope I'm not talking crazy quickly because I'm nervous, but I am. This is from chapter 2. Can you guys hear me in the back? Yeah, Jane, hear me in the back? Sweet. So this is from the chapter called Getting the News. Just heard the title of my book over there. You may have received word of your condition face-to-face in your doctor's office, or you may have gotten the news over the phone. Either way, I'm guessing it came as a surprise. Very few people expect to be told they have cancer, and it can come as a real shock to your system. People often talk about when they hear the news that it's really impactful, that the world kind of spins or looks a bit different. And that's how it was for me. I wasn't told outright that I had the disease, but all of a sudden the percentage chance of my having a malignancy went from 40 to 80%. I walked out of the doctor's office onto College Street, managed to buy a coffee, and sat there stunned for a while. I mean, cancer? Come on. What are the odds of that? I knew at that moment that the world was going to be different for me, and after I sat stupefied for a while, the news sunk in a bit and I got myself home. As the days went by, something kind of strange happened. I noticed that the word cancer was virtually everywhere. Got kind of ridiculous for a while. Allow me to illustrate this with a sketch. So you're sitting on your couch on a relaxing Tuesday evening watching a rather dramatic ball game on TV. It's gone into extra innings, the crowd is hushed, and you're completely mesmerized by the action. Two TV commentators call the game. Well, Fernandez is coming to bat. He steps into the batter's box and the first pitch goes by. It's a strike. You know, Bob, Fernandez hasn't been doing so well this year. His batting average is down from 303 to 186. Here's another pitch. It's a swing and a miss. Oh, and he struck out. He sure did, Bob. These Milwaukee pitchers are giving him so much trouble, they're almost like a cancer to him. You grimace and change the channel. Over to Fox News, where someone is flogging a book entitled, Why Liberals Suck. The host says, so you're saying there's something inherently wrong with liberals? Isn't it obvious, Marvin? I mean, they're practically a cancer on the beautiful pure flesh of the thyroid of our nation. Really, I heard that. You switch channels again, this time to an infomercial. What's safer than an infomercial? You settle back into your couch and watch as two genetically perfect people who have been surgically altered to smile constantly hold some strange object up for the camera. Ted. You know, Marianne, I can't imagine anything better than making my own homemade turnip relishes with Ted and Marianne's patented turnip relish maker. You're right, Ted. You'd have to be a moron not to love it. Right, or you'd have to have cancer. Yes, that's right, Ted. You'd have to have cancer. Yep, cancer. Cancer, cancer, cancer. Let's make out, Ted. I'd love to, Marianne. They make out. You pick up the television and hurl it out of your third-story window, killing several harmless squirrels in the process. So that's that. I think we all learned something there. So that's very kind. I'm so glad somebody else found that funny, because I laughed when I wrote it. Probably called Cindy. This is awesome. This is from the bit. It's from a chapter. I forget what chapter it is, but it's from a chapter. And it says, News flash, your doctor may be human. I was raised to respect authority. I'm guessing that most of you were as well. Now, one of the groups of people who have a ton of authority and respect in our society are people with MDs after their name. When we have this crazy diagnosis floating around in our lives and we go to the doctor, we tend to treat everything the doc says as sacrosanct. I'm really just thrilled to put the word sacrosanct in a sentence. Close bracket. We think it is remarkably impertinent. Okay, maybe impertinent is pushing it. For us to even question the doctor on anything at all. Well, it's time to get over that quickly. I'm all for doctors. In fact, a couple have saved my life. However, I have noticed that doctors are actual human beings. This means that they can make mistakes, they sometimes don't know everything about a subject, and they don't necessarily have the time to read absolutely all of the research that relates to your specific case. With that in mind, it's really useful to look at your doctor as a great and terrific resource in your journey back to health. He or she is not the only way back, nor does he or she have all the answers. You are the most important caregiver you will ever have. You are running the show, and you need to know what's going on. This will radically change how you feel about healing and help you switch from feeling like a victim to feeling and acting like the capable and powerful person you are. You are your own best resource at this point, but don't worry, you're not going through this alone. You have many more resources than you think and many people around who can help you. So that's that bit. Wasn't funny. Very kind. I'll end with a bit and I'll try not to blubber like a child. It's from the chapter called I Thought I Was Done, so it's close to the end. To be honest, I already had the end of this book written a month ago, but upon reading it again, I found that things had changed, and I needed my last thoughts to be a little different. I think that's how this whole thing goes. We think we're done, and we find out we have a little further to go. We might get through the physical aspects of this disease, and then find we have to deal with how this thing affected our psyche and our relationships. During the healing process, this drove me crazy. There was always another thing to deal with, another test to have done, another doctor to see, another all of a sudden to get past. This journey was longer than I thought and had implications way beyond the health of my physical body. In fact, I found the physical part to be straightforward and the effects on my life to be much trickier to deal with. However, I can tell you that there is hope here. Not the kind of syrupy greeting card hope where there's a bunny with a caption that says, everything will be just fine. It's the kind of hope that's a lot more down and dirty. A hope that understands there are days that are really difficult and times that are hard, but also this hope that knows that on the other side of those difficult times, there's a life for you. And that new life may even have some positive qualities that it didn't have before. Life after dealing with this thing called cancer can be pretty good. Different, certainly, but very good. In my own instance, life is richer. Relationships are deeper. I enjoy each day so much more. Would I gleefully volunteer to go through this thing that shook my life up on virtually every level? Absolutely not. But I will tell you that it is worth it to get through this. It is worth seeing it through the difficult nights and the fear and the pain to make it back to a healthy life again. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. It's so thrilling to have all of you here. It's just amazing. And I want to say some thanks, certainly, first of all, to my wonderful wife, Cindy, for being awesome on a gazillion levels. Stuck her tongue out at me, so I think that's good. Again, another round of applause for Mr. Gord Oxley for doing I'd also like to thank the Ben Wicks for having us here tonight. I know we're all sitting and everybody's been very kind and not moved, but there is food over there, so once I actually shut up, please feel free to descend on that. And it's free, so, eat it. And I also want to do a shout-out to my friend Nadine Cross, who's part of the York University UHN Nursing Academy, as well as the folks at the Center for Innovation in Complex Care at the University Health Network. Hey, man, how are you? I'm really well. That's a nice hat. Thanks. I'm just going to finish this thing up. Ladies and gentlemen, the man in the nice hat. I know a lot of you have already purchased to purchase books, and thank you so much for that. If you haven't read up here, it's 15 small dollars. I know. It's also available on iBooks, Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Smashwords. I've got another couple hundred upstairs if you want to go crazy. So thank you so much. We're all going to stick around and have drinks. Have yourself a great night. Thank you so much.